Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Joe Daddy's Garage. It is Monday, March 18th, 2024. And let me tell you, it's a little chilly today. And it's going to be chillier tomorrow. So we must have another one of the little cold snap coming through. And it's no fun. But I have the heater running, and I'm out here in the shop, and I'm doing things. And I'm here to talk to all of you. I hope you all had a good week. We were able to spend some time. Our family, we went able to go camping a little bit and spend some time together, and so that was a good time. And we're looking forward to potentially being able to do more of that down the road. We'll see how that goes. So, I think everybody has seen, the last video that I did on this, where I was test fitting doors, comparing the NPD and the dynacorn and the OEM doors. And as much as I really, really, really want the dynacorn doors to work, I'm going to have to fight with them. I've realized that I've been trying to modify some things, and it's okay. It's okay to fight with that stuff. I would try to consider the idea of reskinning the OE door, but I don't know that I want to go that route just yet. I'm going to try to make the dynacorn work, and hopefully I can make it fit the car like it's supposed to. But it's just, like everything else, nothing fits perfect other than you get close with the original stuff, right? So I'm going to try to do what I can with the dynacorn setup. Now, before I get into the discussion tonight, I'm already putting a box around last week's discussion. And we talked about something that we're not going to talk about anymore. I'm not even going to mention it. It's not worth talking about. We're here to talk about classic cars, primarily from the mid 50s up until the late 70s. That's going to be our bracket, and we're going to focus on gas-powered vehicles. We're going to focus on muscle cars, hot rods, anything from that time period. And we will occasionally talk about maybe some modern vehicles, but we're going to focus on gas-powered vehicles moving forward. And it's okay to talk about other things, but we're not going to do that here. Now, if you're new to my channel, I encourage you to be involved. We have a great group of people here over in this chat box, and I'm here to try to help you if you have a problem with your project. So if you have a question or a subject you want to bring up, I may not have an answer for you, but a lot of times the people over in the box do. And feel free to participate. And if you do, you get a bell. Yep, that's how it works. Okay, before we get into the main discussion tonight, let's see who's here and how things are going out in their neck of the woods, let's say. Ed Cucciarella, hello all. Hope all are doing well. Glad you're here, Ed. He was first one in, by the way. Pretty early. Pulled Pork Garage. Hi, see you 2 hours from now. All right. Hope you're here. Dave Britton, 95 minutes before the live stream, and I have to go out. I hope I make it back in time. Well, we'll find out. Hopefully you're here, Dave. Terry Keithley, good evening all. Please hit the thumbs up and like for Barry. Thank you kindly. Thank you, Terry. Terry Keithley, sorry, Barry. Yeah, gotcha. And he says his thumb will not cooperate. Jerry checking in from the Money Pit in Middle Tennessee. Thumbs up. Thank you, Jerry. Hope all is well with you. Troy Justit, evening all from coastal Georgia. I'm ready for another fun-filled chat. Let's hope it goes that way. Richard Vogel. Good evening, Barry. Good evening, Richard. Glad you were here. Little bell. Robert, the Infernal Craftsman. Evening all. We'll try to listen on the way home from the train station. Well, that counts too. You get a bell for that. Hindsight 67. Roger. Greetings from next door. Glad you're here, Raj. And Rick Stevenson. Good evening, everyone. Glad you're here, Rick. That's my signal for a coffee. There's a bell for you. Rusty's Restoration. Good evening, Barry and all from Chile, Southern Indiana. Thumbs up. Glad you're here, Rusty. Shannon Vaughn. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Shannon. We had a good exchange of information earlier today with Shannon, so that's always positive. Sammy Lisa Smith. Hello, friends. Hello, Sammy Lisa Smith. Steve Reed. Hello, Joe Daddy and everyone. Hope everything. Oh, sorry. Hope everything. Things are going great. Thank you, Steve. From Paducah, Kentucky, by the way. Jerry, howdy Barry, howdy y'all. Wish I could stay, but I'm on my way to work. Sorry, Robert is a little late, but will he really be missed? Well, yeah. Robert always contributes, so got to have him in here at some point. Troy, Justin, I'm going to break your rules. I'm working on my niece's 2003 dirt bike. It had bad gas in it, so the carb and tank has to be cleaned. Well, that's a gas-powered vehicle, so that's okay. A little new, but that's okay. I like motorcycles. I like dirt bikes. David Sweatman. Hey, all from a cold Indiana. Welcome, David. That's our first Dave sighting, by the way. And here's the second one, Dave Conville. Hey, all. I missed last week, so I hope I don't accidentally talk about what we're not talking about. I'll just block you if you do. James Smothers. Hey, Barry. Joe D. family. Glad to hear, James. Jeffrey Walker. Hey, from 38 degrees southern Ohio. Yeah, that's chilly too, so welcome. You know, I was out running around today doing stuff, going out in the yard, taking care of things, and it was chilly enough that I had to, put on my sweatshirt, but I don't know what the current temperature is. Well, currently it's 50, but the low today was 38. So we're not too far off. And then tomorrow, the low is 29. And Wednesday, the low is 36. And it looks like it gets back up into the normal range from there, which I'm looking very much forward to. Troy Dustin, how are you going to get Slither out when you're done? Put the suspension under it. Good question. Yes. I'm going to... I'm hoping I can make arrangements with Tammy on this. We'll probably end up buying a whole new front suspension, as in the original style, lower control arm, upper control arm, may replace the coil springs, everything. Put it all underneath there as new. We're not going to use the whatever it was, Chassis Works deal. You know, we're still trying to sell that kit, but we're going to put stock suspension back under it. I'll probably have to use, or will use, the original spindles. I don't know if the calipers are any good or not, but we'll put the spindles on it and make it everything rotate and, drive or push, let's say. And in the rear, I'll just put in new shackles and put the leaf springs back in it so it at least has the rear end underneath it. Again, I don't plan to do the engine, transmission, and none of that stuff. So, if and when I get it all painted, it's going to be a roller, and that's it. That's as far as I'm going to go with it. I have plenty of other people that are contacting me for doing sheet metal work, and I would much rather do that sort of stuff than, interior and drivetrain. So that's the plan at this point. Good question, Troy. Patrick Reynolds, hey there from Vancouver, Washington. Welcome, Patrick. Gig'em Garage, good evening, Barry. Good evening, Gig'em. Steve Reed, I got a 1. I don't know what the 1 is. Dave Tyson, good evening all. Good evening, Dave. Edward Fleahardy? I want to say Flaherty, but that looks completely different than Flaherty, so I'm going to have to say Fleahardy. Good evening, Barry from Indianapolis, Indiana. Welcome, Edwin. Chris Harper. Hey, from Spokane, Washington, 70 degrees here. Oh, that sounds nice. Glad you're here, Chris. Amateur Hour Restorations. Hello, all. Hello. Glad you're here. Richard Vogel. Are Slither's original doors salvageable? I'm going to say no. The bottoms are gone, and the plate structure where it meets the hinge, it's just separated. It's rusted out completely. There's really no way to save them. The outer skins are bad. It would take a small miracle to save those doors. and I don't think it's going to happen. There's just too much gone to try to get back into shape. Now I could chop up one of the dynacorn doors and try to piece it all in and that sort of thing, but I don't know if that's the best route. I would rather have something I know is solid and workable. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can get the dynacorn ones to fit better. So that's the plan. Good question. Jeffrey Walker, I need left and right upper A-pillars for a 67 Mustang Fastback without buying the whole top kit. Any ideas? That's a... Well, you know what? I might be able to help you with that, but not right now. The 67 that I'm going to turn into a fastback, I'm going to be removing all that stuff. Now, what condition are the A-pillars in? That's debatable, because I know that some of the reason I want to do this swap is the rust that's in that car. So I don't know what condition those A-pillars are in exactly. They may be better than what you have, the upper section, like you're saying. So I don't know. Send me an email or something, and maybe we can work something out. But I'm not ready to cut that car up yet. That's way back on the list at the moment. C&J Hoyt, good evening all. Barry, thanks for all your input on all things. You are welcome, sir. And glad you're here. Jack W, good evening, Barry, from a chilly New Jersey. Yeah, I'll bet. Glad you're here, Jack. Michael Pagliarini, good evening all. Any Mopar projects in the works? No. No, but if somebody wants to donate a 67 GTX, I'd work on that. That was a car I had when I first went in the military, a 67 GTX clone, not a real GTX, but yeah, I would like to work on one of those. Or, I'd be willing to work on a CUDA or whatever, but no, I don't have any lined up. A good question, Michael. Thank you. James Smothers says, Jeffrey, A-pillars are same on coupes and fastback. Call West Coast Cougars. They have a junkyard. So there you go. West Coast Classic Cougars, right? Yeah, give them a buzz. See if they don't have something out there that you could use as well. Okay. Now that we have the pleasantries out of the way, I guess you can tell by the hopefully you can tell by the thumbnail that I put up for YouTube and some of the comments that I wrote and that sort of thing. I'm going to have to make some changes. I've been pretty passive about this. I know I've mentioned it before. I've gently nudged people, to try to join Patreon, but I have to be more proactive in that. The reality is YouTube sucks. It's just what it is. Whether you're a creator or a viewer, I think it's unfair for everybody overall. Now, I know people that pay to be a member of YouTube or whatever, and they don't get any ads or commercials or any of that stuff, and I get that. But there's a lot of people that just watch YouTube because they want some general information or whatever. In my case, I have become a very small fish in a very big sea. And what I mean by that is there is so much going on with YouTube, whether it's somebody making a big deal out of starting up an old car, or some other group that may be chopping up a car and turning it into something else, and those are kind of entertaining views or entertaining type of things. And I know that I'm not that person. I don't feel like I'm an entertainer. I do make jokes. I do have fun, but I don't fit that bracket. And so my size of the pie, it just keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Now, to give you some perspective on that, I have looked at my stats just recently, and I have over 1,200, 1,300 videos on YouTube. Now, granted, those have been on there for a long time, and they are not actively being seen. Okay. But my numbers tell me that currently I'm running, say, 100,000 views. And that's 100,000 views. I guess that's per month. And the revenue on that, you can do the math. For one view, I get 0.008 cents for one view. So if you add that up real quick, you're looking at 800, well, it's 0.00876, whatever. So you basically $876 is what my channel generates at this point. And that number just keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. The thing is, I can't change who I am, and I'm not going to be, make goofy stuff. I can't do that. I would rather give people information that they can use for their project. And I hear it all the time that nobody really is doing what I do, like detailed information, pointing you at the flaws and saying, this is what you need to do to fix this. This is how you make things better, all those sort of things. And although that's great for the viewer, great for subscribers, the return on that for me is not good at all. So what I'm pushing towards is Patreon. Now, what I plan to do, Patreon has different tiers set up on that, and they have an entry tier of $3, and that's fine. If somebody wants to do that, that's fine. But I'll say this: $3 really won't get you much, as far as what I'm going to offer. I asked people to put $5 a month towards Patreon. That's it, $5. That's a cup of coffee at Starbucks, right? So if I can encourage people to sign up to Patreon for $5, they basically will get access to every video that I make, right? Now, what I plan to do is start to retract videos off of YouTube. I may re-edit those to clean them up a little bit, and then push them onto Patreon. And I've had some people ask me about that. Those videos, of course, on Patreon, they don't have any ads. There's no commercials. It's just the video. Now, in the past, I had the difficulty of trying to do that because I had to connect through Vimeo. And so I would put a video on Vimeo, I had to put a password on it, and then I had to send the link to my viewers, and that just became cumbersome. So my goal is I want to put my videos on Patreon in collection format, so that just like I have the light blue Mustang or the Mystique Mustang or Jade, move those videos over and let them build up on Patreon. And basically, that gives everybody access without any kind of ad or anything like that. And it benefits me because, as I said before, YouTube, what I actually make, like in this case, they're saying I make 0.008 cents per view or whatever. That's what they pay me. The reality is the YouTube makes double that. So if I'm making $876 off of YouTube, YouTube is making $876 off of me. I don't like that. I'm so fed up with that. Patreon, on the other hand, if I make $100, Patreon has two things they use. One is a hosting fee and then a processing fee. And so they'll take, I don't know, for $100 it might be $5 or $8 or something like that. Way better scale than what YouTube is doing. So that's where I'm at. I don't like giving up half of whatever I actually make. And then even like while it's great to have the supers and all that sort of thing on here, the supers that come to me from the live stream, YouTube takes a third of that. Yeah. So if somebody gives me a donation of $30, YouTube takes $10 just because they're here, even though I'm doing it on StreamYard and whatever. So that's where we're at this point. I will be probably still posting videos on YouTube, and this will take a little more time. They're going to be shorter videos, and they won't have the in-depth details that I'm putting on the videos. All the detail heavy stuff will be on my Patreon account. And if you're interested, I would appreciate it if you sign up. There's, again, under every one of my videos, there's a link in the description that takes you to that. And initially, that there's a free, like, you can join for free, but free doesn't get you anything. It just shows you there. So if you're interested, I encourage you to do that. Now, I posted this on Facebook earlier today, and I must say that the response has been great. I've had more people join today. I've had some people use take advantage of the discount that I'm offering. The like a 10%. If you do like an annual thing, you get a 10% discount on the rate that you're at. So anyway, it's just so frustrating. I try to do this. I try to be as accurate and concise, and you add that into what the other part of that is, and it is conversation, it is messages that I get, it's emails that I get, and essentially I'm doing all that for nothing. If somebody's talking to me about a problem, or if they have a sheet metal situation or whatever, for the reality is I get nothing out of that. I get no return on that. I don't feel comfortable saying to somebody, hey, I'll answer that question, but you got to send me $20. I don't like that. But with Patreon, if you join that, and I'm going to say right now, at the $5 level, you get access to all the videos. I may come in and say the next level is, I think, $9, and like $25, I think, is VIP or something like that. I may have to add stuff in there that says, if you want a one-on-one phone conversation, you can be at this level, or you could be at this level for a month, and then you could drop back down. Let's just say if you're looking at getting some information directly from me. So it is, it's tough. It is really tough. The bills, they keep coming, just like for everybody else. They keep coming, and I have to pay those bills. And if you take away the time that I'm putting, or my time devalues when I'm not, generating some sort of revenue from my actions. So anyway, that's where I'm at right now. It's going to take a period of time to make that transition. I know many of you on here are already followers on Patreon, and I just thank you. You've been some of you have been with me for quite some time, and some of you have just joined, and I really do appreciate it. It makes me feel better, because here I am putting, I feel like I'm putting a lot of effort into what I do, the production of it, the editing of it, all that stuff, and it just it just doesn't feel like I'm doing anything, So anyway, let me step off of that pedestal for a moment, and we'll see what else is going on out here. Rick Gain, you are the only person I've subscribed to on Patreon. I'm a YouTube premium member, so I don't have to see advertisements. I couldn't put up with an ad every 3 minutes, but wanted to help. Yes, sir. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate that. Derek Pro. Hi, Barry, everyone. Hope all is well. Cobra Jet is looking fantastic. Thank you, sir. Dawn is checking in. Hello, all from sunny PDX, 70-degree PDX. Hope y'all are doing okay. Likewise, Dawn. Glad you're here. Derek, the way you make money on this platform is act like a loopy and do burnouts, it seems. Ridiculous. Yeah, or, have some girl in a bikini riding around on a tractor all day. I think that's the other thing. And that's, I get it. That's what YouTube promotes. That's what they want. They want people to be entertained. And that's difficult. I'm just, first of all, I don't look good in a bikini at all. All I have is my zero turn. I don't even have a tractor to ride around on, and I really doubt I would get the same views. 67 Stang, that's Trip, right? Good evening, all. Been a while. Glad you're here. Trip, right? I think that's right. Patrick Reynolds, Barry, totally support this with the new platform. Does this allow you more time and less editing? Actually, it's probably going to increase my editing somewhat, because what I'll have to do is I'll make a full-length video for Patreon, and then I will section that down for YouTube. That's how I see it happening. I can make the video and save it and load it on Patreon, and then I can go back to that same video and shorten it up and stuff like that. So it's not really going to save much time that way, but the return, I think, is better. You know, currently I have, I think, 71. Let me look at my numbers. 70. It'll pop up here. I think 71 or 72 supporters on Patreon. And, you know, they're at different levels. Some are at $5, some are at $9, some are at $25. So I appreciate every one of them. I don't know what the number is. It's like 70. Yeah, 73. And then I have also like 40 people who are just on, like they're there for free, but they don't get any access to anything unless I make an intentional video that is kind of a, because I post every week on there. I try to post every week a like a shop update style video, and I'll have to see if I can continue doing that, or if I will make the regular videos that I produce be part of that. I'll have to figure that out, but that's where it's at right now. Terry Keithley, Betty and I, plus the cats, are here to stay. Awesome, sir. Thank you. Trip, subscribe on Patreon. You sharing your knowledge and skill, more than worth it. Thank you so much. Patrick Reynolds says to 67 saying, I agree, Barry has saved me more than I can say with old videos and current. One small tip saves money. Thank you, sir. Richard Vogel, I was happy to be one of your patrons. I can't think of a better way to spend my money. You provided wealth of knowledge and skill. Thank you. Nick, man, I just heard something, banana hammock and lawnmowers. And yeah. I'm not gonna get that for you, Nick. I'm not gonna be able to do that. Sorry. Okay, so I have some pictures. I don't know if Trip wanted me to share these pictures or not. He sent me some pictures that I could look at for the apron on his car. Troy. I'm sorry, not Trip. Troy. Sorry about that. Harvey, Barry, hello Barry. Happy Monday. Starting to feel like spring here in New Jersey. Awesome. Glad you're here, Harvey. Troy says I just sent an email. Okay, progress on the right apron. Yeah, I got a little tripped up. That's looking pretty good. Let me go ahead and see if I can get those downloaded, so we can see what you've done. I know that the aprons are always an issue with the fitment against the firewall. They always seem to have a problem with those. I don't know how they pulled it off on the assembly line. It seems like for the most part they get them all right where they belong. There's a few gaps here and there, and the aftermarket ones, they seem like they're hit and miss. But let's see what. Oh yeah, that looks really nice. Now, he's saying, I finally have the apron ready to weld in. I widened the top by 1/2 inch and reshaped it to fit the firewall. It was all off by 3/8 on the top and 1/4 inch on the bottom. I made a new flange that's wider so I can plug weld it now. Now it fits. And I agree. That looks really, really good. Excellent work. Yes. You get a few more bells for that. And that's a dynacorn apron, by the way. Yeah, really nice. Really nice. Shannon, I will be seeing you soon on Patreon. Thank you, sir. Derek says, don't edit the videos. Leave the bloopers swearing when you hit your thumb with a hammer, etc. It might get more views. Yeah. Yeah. It might. Yeah, I don't know that I could do that. Rick, for views, LO swap your Honda Fit while wearing a bikini. No. That would be disastrous. David Glesh, don't spin your wheels on YouTube. Go where you get some traction. It's going to change continuously. You have great content for your audience. Thank you, sir. I feel that way too. It's just so frustrating. You know, I started making videos, like seriously making videos in 2013. I had put a few videos on prior to that, and the first one I ever put out was just really dumb. It was a really dumb little like 1 minute video, and that was when YouTube was kind of just creating. It was just starting to become a popular thing, and so I used the software that was built into a laptop that I had, and it was Microsoft some junk. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't even. I mean, it did the job. And my early videos, the editing was limited because I was doing everything with a little handheld throwaway camera type of thing, and you know that's what I had. But I was trying to promote. I was trying to promote our body shop. That was the intent with the original, not the goofy one. It was Snert, by the way, not Snork. It was Snert. Tim. It was Snert. Anyway, so I was trying to make videos to promote the body shop because we were trying to get business with restoration. And we were hoping that would develop something to where we would get more work. And then it kind of just all fell apart. So I already had videos from the body shop. So you look and see there's... I don't know, there might be 50 or 60 videos or more early on that were at the body shop. And some of those dealt with the 65 Galaxy convertible we did. Some dealt with a 70 Mach 1 that we did. Some dealt with a 68 Mustang that I put vintage air in. Some with the old 36 Dodge, I think 36 Dodge truck, which turned out amazing, by the way. If you haven't seen those videos, you ought to check those out. And then I also did some videos at that same time. I was doing the dune buggy. I took a 68 Volkswagen Pan, shortened it up to fit under my fiberglass dune buggy body. So, you know, there's a lot of things that I've been doing in with cars, obviously, and trying to promote the business, and then it just never worked out. So, anyway. We'll see what happens, but I feel better about at least stepping forward and putting this stuff on Patreon, that people will have access to it as long as they're willing to be part of the program. Derek, we love you, mate, and we'll try and support you where we can. Even a chat or email to keep in touch helps keep the enthusiasm up. We appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Yep, I agree. And James, I have seen people selling the YouTube video in a hard copy on a low-cost thumb drive. Some people may want a permanent video. Yeah. And you know, I don't know how to make all that happen. I really don't. I've even thought about just like some of the videos, go ahead and setting them to private. Just pull them away for people to see, because yeah, but I don't know how to. I mean, I could probably do if you're talking about me selling the YouTube video in a hard copy. on a thumb drive, that's not a bad idea. I was thinking you were saying people were copying it off of YouTube. That's not a bad idea at all. And it really, I could even, depending on the tier, let's say, of somebody, I'm able to maybe able to, if they need a video specific, I may be able to do that as well. Because I know Patreon tells me, hey, you can sell whatever. Try to, however that works. But if somebody was looking for something specific, I may be able to do a one-off video for them in that, with that intent. So that's an option too. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. But I don't know how I would promote that. Rick, I enjoy going back and watching the older videos. The information shared is timeless. Thank you, sir. And Tim says custom tutorials. That's an idea. Create that in that bracket tier system. Say, okay, if you want a tutorial on something, I will make it whatever for this fee. Because even that is better than what YouTube is doing for me. So if I have I can't think of what may be a good tutorial, but if I were to say, okay, I'll offer this for $50, what that really means is I'm giving you a slice of time for me to not only make the video, do the process, but edit it, and then send it to you or whatever. But that's not a bad idea, and that may be something I have to consider as well. Yeah. Great ideas. Thank you all. Otherwise, that's where we're at right now. So, Trip, I like the custom tutorials idea, maybe workshops on a topic or skill. That's not a bad idea. And, I run into the problem a lot of times. I get offered all kinds of promotional stuff, right? And like I've used welders from Yes Welder. I've used a welder from Arc Captain. I've used a jump starter from Loki Thor. And, they want specific things in their videos, but I haven't made welding videos because I'm not set up for that. I mean, I can show you what I'm doing, but I don't have the filters and stuff like that to make it work. But like even now, I get offers almost daily because they see my view count and that's all they care about, or my I guess subscriber count, maybe the view count too because it's still a big number. But somebody contacted me recently. They wanted to send me more lights. Like I have these LED lights up here, and that was a company sent them to me. And some other company says, hey, we want to send you lights, but we want you to do like an unboxing video, installation part, the blah, 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 all this stuff. And they said, but then we want to use your video on our website, and we want to have you promote it with our links and blah, 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 right? And I'm like, wait a minute. You want to send me one light, and you want me to put all that effort into it? And I said, I even asked him, I said, are you talking about one light or like a whole bundle through the whole garage? And they of course, maybe a language barrier as well. They responded back, well, we'll send you a light, and you can do all the other whatever. So I sent back a response because right now I'm not going to promote any. First of all, I don't like to promote anything that I don't use or that I can say I like it. I've done Evolution Power Tools, Evolution Chop Saw, fantastic. Really do like those things. The jump starter, I like that thing. The welders, I've had good luck with all of those. In fact, Yes Welder has contacted me again. They want to send me their latest and greatest plasma cutter and their latest welding package. And I'm like, that's cool, but I already have all this stuff. But I understand where they're coming from. Now, this light company, Here they said, we'll give you a light. We want you to do all this junk. And I sent back a response, and I doubt they'll respond to it. I said, yeah, I'll do all that for $500. You want me to do a review on your product? $500. That's what you get. Now, will they respond? Probably not. And do I care? Probably not. Because it's just effort. It's to make something like that happen. It's a lot of effort. By the time you start setting up all the equipment, do the task, unbox, all these things, editing, all that stuff, and then they want to have it, on their page. So, let's see here. Rick, how about a video on how to turn a Mustang frame jig into a boat trailer? Yeah, that could work. RC, they want the free advertising. Yes, of course they do. Yeah. Yep. Larry, hi Barry, watching from Australia, and I am so tempted to send you a metric tape measure. It's a lot easier. It probably is. It probably is. But then I would have to learn how to read it. I know I could read it pretty simply. But thank you, sir. Glad you're here. And that is, I'm going to say Lock McLean. That sounds like some sort of guy that would be holding a rifle in the Midwest in the old cowboy movies. Here's Sheriff Lock McLean. I like it. I like that. That's a very good name. James, try watching Think Media and Primal videos on how to get sponsorships and how to generate a contract that benefits you. A lot of these companies think they can use you with a new toy. Yes. And also, these small companies forget you have a business and you need to make money. Yes. And that's exactly right. That's why, I'm okay with certain things. Like a welding machine, that's not a cheap thing. And honestly, US Welder has sent me like 7 machines. Our captain has sent me 2 machines. They've sent me extra stuff to go with it. I'm okay with that because not only do I get a machine, but I can use it, and it's nothing out of my pocket. But if you want me to endorse your earmuffs or something, no. You need to pony up because I'm not going to do that. Now, I will say this: I have had, and I haven't seen it. I haven't seen anything positive happen yet. Our captain, they've talked about maybe sponsoring my channel because I use their welder so much. They haven't done anything, so I'm not holding my breath on that. But they have said, and what does that mean? Does it mean like $100 a month? I don't know. I don't expect it to be some big number by any means, but if they want to participate, fine. But let me know what your plan is. It's always difficult to try to figure that out as well. RC guy, Tim, creators are now charging these companies. Yeah. C&J Hoyt, time is money, definitely. Troy Justin, I may have missed it, but did you get your daughter set up with a new vehicle? I got her set up with a newer vehicle. We found her a 2010 Honda CR-V. And it was one of those things where I think it was meant to be. You know how it is when you're looking for something and you're trying to get the right, setup. Because she doesn't have a lot of money to spend. We know that. And we've been looking for one of these on like Facebook Marketplace for months, it seems. And I found one that I responded to, and the person who owned it was a school teacher in her same district or in the same county or school system or whatever. So I felt really good about that. And it wasn't a dealer. You see it all the time if you click on a marketplace link and then you say, that name doesn't look familiar, right? It's some weird name. And then you click on the click on their seller other items, and they've got 27 cars they're trying to sell. I don't even look at those because those are all cars bought at the auction, and there's something wrong with them. So I wouldn't even look at that. But the one we found was, again, a school teacher in her district gave us a great price on the thing, and they owned it since it was new. That's a major, major plus. The only thing I did to it, I had to put some brakes on the back. Otherwise, it's up and running, and we're good to go, at least at this point. And then the funny part is, I don't know if I talked about this. I sold her Kia. This is funny. This is really funny to me. I sold her Kia, and these were some individuals who may have been from Mexico. The guy had messaged me. I put it up on Facebook Marketplace, and I put it for a really cheap price because it needed a head gasket at least. And so the guy contacted me, and we made an arrangement for him to buy this thing. And he sent me a message. He said, "Okay, send me your address, and will you be home at 7 o'clock in the morning on like Friday or Saturday?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll be here." So the guy shows up with a tow dolly, him and another guy. We ended up using his phone to translate what he was saying, and he looked it over. He asked for the key, started it up. He checked the oil. I said, "There's no oil in it," because the head gasket blew. Checked the antifreeze. I said, "There's no antifreeze either." And he had it running. And it ran. It did. And so then he made the deal. We said, "Okay, fine." Made the exchange. Give him the title, bill of sale. I made sure I bill of sale as is. Here you go. So now they have to get this thing loaded onto the tow dolly. And then he tells me he drove all the way from Mississippi, I think Biloxi, Mississippi, to buy this thing. I'm like, "You're crazy. Why on earth would you drive all the way from Biloxi, Mississippi to buy a 2007 Kia Sportage, 240,000 miles with a blown head gasket?" But hey, it's up to you. So he got it turned around, but while he was turning his truck around, his partner got in the car, started it up, and just left it run. And I'm sitting there like, no. It doesn't have any oil in it. And there's no antifreeze. He left it run the whole time the guy was turning the truck around. Well, then he turns it around. He pulls out of my driveway and onto the street because he's got a tow dolly. And I'm thinking, okay, the other guy's going to pull out, they'll get it on the tow dolly, and they'll head down the road. Nope. The guy took off down my street. And the guy in the Kia followed him. Now, they may have gone out past the end of my street or something to hook it up. But I'm like, what are you doing? This thing has no oil in it, no antifreeze in it, and you're driving it like it's a normal, condition. So, anyway, I haven't heard anything back. I'm assuming they made it to wherever they were going, and I'm fine with it. But thank you, Troy. Rick, with regard to a metric tape measure, do you have a metric adjustable wrench? Yes. I have two of them. I have a left-handed and a right-handed. So, Rusty's Restoration. I've seen other content creators that have all their videos sponsored. Yes, and I've had some kind of contact me about that, but not like, "Hey, we'll pay you to get user sponsorship or sponsor you." There's been some other thing like Voove Media. I can't even say if it's really a sponsorship or if it's like one of those things where they say, "We'll promote your videos if you give us half of the nothing that you're getting from YouTube." RC Guy Garage metric hammer, yes. Yeah, that they use. They measure that in pounds, right? Or, yeah, pounds. I don't know. Robert, finally home. All sounds good. No free reviews. That's correct. RC Guy Garage. Thank you, Tim. Ichabod, have you heard of Masterclass? I think you'd be great at doing that. People pay to watch your class instructional videos. I have heard of Masterclass, but I have not pursued that. I've heard of people. I had a friend of mine who talked to me about this, that he had gone to one of these events where they say, hey, we're going to do a welding class. You show up, you pay, I forget what these people were paying, $200 for the day, to come and try to teach them how to weld over a period of 6 hours or something. I wouldn't be against that. I think that would be interesting to try to do that, but I don't know enough about it to pull that off right now. So, but that's a thought. Thank you for that. RC Garage, James says, I'm looking for a metric adjustable wrench, but but also SAE. Richard Vogel, do you have older videos regarding 65, 66 Mustangs? Yes. I have a bunch of them. I have a bunch of those. I have the light blue Mustang and the Mystique Mustang. Those are my two primary 65 and 6. I had done another 65 at the body shop, but really didn't make any videos on that. So yeah, those are there. And then the Brooklyn Pony, the 66 convertible. So yeah, there's a bunch out there. And again, those are going to be moved over to Patreon. Because I'm just not generating stuff with this. And James says Richard Berry has tons of videos, and Mystique is, yeah. Thanks, sir. Yeah, there's, I don't know what my number count is on videos on YouTube, but it's probably well over 1,200, I would think. I don't know what the total is. There's another one. I can't remember the name of the thing, where they have their own like website, and you basically pay to use the website. I don't know enough about it to make that happen. I do have a website. It doesn't get used. It's really just to protect my logo, my name and logo. But I don't know enough about it to say, hey, you can sign up and use whatever. Patreon seems to be the easy way for me to do this. There's not a lot of effort on my part to have to follow up with stuff. Like they collect the money, they give me a deposit, and I'm done. Doing it the other way, where I would have, let's say, if I had my own web page, I'd have to manage all of that stuff on top of managing the work and managing the videos and all that sort of thing. So I think Patreon is the easy way to address that. Yeah, and Richard says, thank you, James. Yes. Yeah, and there's some really... the older videos are not edited as good as my current stuff, but there's a ton of information that a lot of people have used on the earlier Mustangs. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Because that light blue Mustang, I basically rebuilt that whole car, like almost like doing this. But I had to put in a one-piece floor pan. I think I put in, I don't even remember what all I did, to be honest. I know I put on all the back half of the car, quarter panels, tail panel, all that stuff, wheelhouses. I don't know that I replaced the rocker panels. I don't remember. I don't think I did. I think I separated the rocker panels. I'd take the inners out so that I could put the floor pan in. That's what I did. But I did rebuild the front half of one of those rocker panels. In fact, I went so far as to buy a whole nother Mustang just to get the rain gutter out of it. That was a fun trip. That was up in North Georgia, Dawsonville area, I think. That's where it was. And the car belonged to somebody in Bill Elliott's family. They had a huge facility up there, and this car was just creamed. It was totaled all the way around. Just about the only usable part on it was the rain gutter. So I bought that car just to cut the rain gutter out of it. Terry Keithley, a friend of mine has a 40 coupe. I'm going to be putting floors and other repairs on it for him. He is disabled. Well, that'll be a good project. I had somebody contact me. Like I said, I get emails and stuff all the time. I had somebody contact me about a 68 Ford Fairlane hardtop that they need some work done. So we're in discussion on that as to what needs to be done and all that sort of thing. All right. I've got a new sign up on Patreon. That's awesome. And Rick also helped me out with the a PayPal deposit. Awesome. Thank you, Rick. Derek, you need to do a giveaway. The 100,000 subscriber gets a free Honda Civic or any other car you want to get rid of. Maybe the Kia with head gasket issues. I'd have to wait so long to get to that 100,000. I don't think it'd be worth it. James Barry, I just saw a video last week say YouTube changed monetization. If you have to set to kid family friendly, they won't show your videos to everyone, and that's what I have to do. I don't. It's not made for kids. That's the description. Is your video made for kids? No, it's not. They had a big push about this a couple of years back because people were making videos focused on little kids. And they still do that. There's so much junk out there, I'm telling you. My grandson, my granddaughter, these grown people will play with toys in front of the camera because it draws the attention of these little kids, and they just watch it all day long. And these people generate tons and tons and tons of revenue. We're talking like grown-ups playing with little toys in front of a camera. But because it's a toy in front of a camera, the kids just sit there and they go, "Oh, look at that." Let's just, yeah. But yeah, I set mine as not made for kids. Not that I have any. It's not intentionally made for kids. It's not that I don't cuss on my channel at all. I don't think I do anything. It's really negative overall. Tim, it's rough because you have a wealth of knowledge and a conscience that guides it. The sad part is that you have the skill to do the labor, but need the team to make all the other components work. And that's a valid statement. A lot of these guys, you could say Vice Grip Garage or anybody, Bad Chad, whoever you want to label, they have camera crews. And I'm sure they have people that do all their editing, and people that answer emails, and people that blah, 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 blah. I don't have that option. I really don't. But yeah, it would be nice to have somebody just follow me around with a camera and film stuff. And people have said to me, "Why don't you send your videos off to let other people edit them?" I don't trust other people because there's information that I put out on my videos specifically geared towards the novice or the intermediate person who's trying to do their own project. And if somebody doesn't understand that, they could easily bypass that information and it doesn't get out to the viewer. And that's why I would have to re-edit everything, in my opinion. I don't want that to happen. C&J, did you ever get photos of the Brooklyn Pony finished? No. I don't think it is finished. He sent me one picture of it with some different wheels on it, but still the condition that he took it home. So I have not seen it, and I don't know the status. I know he was practically begging me to try to finish that car for him, but I told him that boat sailed. You missed out, and I don't plan to make anything happen with that. Good question, though. Robert, my saying is you can lead a man to knowledge, but you can't make him learn. Yeah, that's accurate. James, you may need to go through all your videos and make sure they're all set up correctly. Yeah, I have. I've been doing that part of it for years now. I've been doing that for years. Rick, with all this talk about old videos, let's not forget the important muffin video. That's right. How to make a McDonald's McMuffin in your home. I think that's on the other channel, though. I think it's on the... and that channel, I've just neglected. The workshop channel. I haven't posted much of anything on that channel. And it shows. It shows. I don't even think it's... I don't know if it's making $100 a month. I don't think it... I don't even know. It's just been neglected. Tim, I have a 1940 coupe that have... Wait a minute. I have 1940 coupe, I guess, that has lots of panels, but got EMS floor kits, nice zinc coating, fixing body parts from fenders are lots of work. Yes, you're right about that. Well, I'm glad you found parts anyway. I'm not familiar with EMS floor kit. I don't know what that is. Dave Tyson, don't know when you have time to work cars. Yeah. You and me both. James, you need to make adventures of Cast Iron Man since you can't use the real name. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I don't know why I couldn't use a real name, though. I don't know. But yeah. The adventures of Cast Iron Man. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, I've been in, well, trying to think about other ways that I can make things happen or help with costs. And one of those is to, I've mentioned it before, finish off the 68 Camaro and sell it. But I have to be able to get it in here, get the parts for it, get all the work done, hopefully find somebody ahead of time that wants it, that I can at least do, maybe if they want something done to it unique, that I can do that. Just like the other one that I did, the other 68, I put in a smooth firewall and a one-piece floor pan. So that's another thing that may help. But again, it's that time factor. It's that time factor. I've got plenty to do yet on this, and as I fight with even the new sheet metal on with the doors and stuff, it's just time. It's just how it works. Terry Keithley, would you endorse cat food? Sure I would. Yep, I would. They would have to pay me, I don't know, $1,000 a month, and I would endorse cat food. I don't care what it is. I don't care what brand it is. I don't care where it comes from. If they're going to pay me $1,000 a month, here you go. This is your new cat food. James says, Terry, if Barry don't make funds, he may need it. Yeah, I may have to eat the cat food. That's a good point. What's funny about that? Nick says, would you eat it on camera? Oh, yeah. Sure. I've eaten some really nasty stuff. I served time in the Army. We had some nasty food. The funny part is, if you listen to the survivor people, the preppers and all, cat food is something you probably want to have. Like if you had to choose between dog food and cat food, people can survive pretty well on cat food. It's actually has to meet a higher standard than dog food. So, Robert, the VPN companies pay well for ads. Okay. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I've had any of them contact me or not. Oh, Ed Cucciarella, Joe Daddy's Garage, the cats meow. Yeah. Troy, I was going to say you must have been in the military if you're willing to do that. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I would do that. Dawn says my YouTube channel is still not monetized. Don't know I'll ever. Yeah, you need to have 1,000 subscribers, Dawn, and I'm disappointed you don't have more. So anybody on here, anybody listening, anybody following along, Dawn needs more subscribers. I'll just say that. So go to Dawn's Manufactory, check out his videos. I'll say this, he and I have a similar mindset as to the work we're doing on these cars. He's really good at giving information. His editing is really good, and his stories are good. And so he deserves more viewers on his channel, by all means. So there you go, Don. Hopefully that gets you some viewers. Hopefully it gets you some subscribers. C&J, what would you be willing to pay him to do it, Nick? Yeah, that's a good question. What do you pay me to eat a can? It's like the old high school thing, right? Where you say, oh, I'll give you $5. You drink this cup of blah. I have a story about that, by the way. I think I've told it before, but it's pretty funny. Robert, I got a Whataburger on the way home. Cat food would have been better. Should have stuck with McDonald's. Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Nick, I could see it now. Barry grows to like it, and during live streams, he'll be throwing down on some 9 lives. Hey, let me tell you what. I'm jealous of my dog. Well, I'll say my wife's dog. He only puts up with me because I live in the house. It's really her dog. He has become, I don't know if finicky is the answer. My wife has decided she's not going to feed him the junky dog food that they sell you in the store, right? She makes him dog food. She makes him dog food. And I'm jealous because she'll cook up all this, and I know this isn't everybody's thing. I like liver. There, I said it. I eat liver. I do. I grew up eating it, so it's a thing that I can relate to it. I like it. She'll cook up liver in the Instapot or whatever. I think she does, I don't know, chicken. I don't know what else she puts in there. All kinds of stuff. And there's vegetables. And she puts all this in a pot. And the other day, that's the other thing. She'll cook up eggs for him. I don't know, all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, I look in the fridge and I see these bowls. And I'm like, is that leftovers or something? And she's like, no, that's dog food. I'm like, ugh. So the other day she made him a batch. She makes this big batch. And she asked me to cut up the liver. And I'm cutting up the liver and I'm like, cutting it up. Just saying. Not everybody likes, I'll eat liver. Now you know. That's how low my standard is. Robert saying, Dawn, even when it is very, even when it is, it's very little. Talking about the monetization, yeah. Dave Conville, we're talking about cats, and here I thought that was on the subject we couldn't discuss tonight. Well, we're okay with that one, but we're not going to, there's other things we won't discuss. C&J, the Purina Dry isn't bad, LOL. Nick says, I couldn't afford to pay attention right now. I was going to ask if I could have a cut of his stash. Dawn says, nice plug. Thanks, Barry. Yeah, you're welcome, Dawn. I would love for you to have 1,000 subscribers and, hopefully generate some revenue from what you're doing. Kareem, I joined Dawn's Manufactory. There you go. There's one bonus. Tim, liver and lentils. I don't know that I don't know. I've never had liver and lentils, but I've definitely had liver. Nick, I get my dog Fresh Pet from Walmart, and it basically smells like bologna with veggies in it. I almost got curious the other day. Are you dog food curious? Do you want to try something new? We have just the thing for you. James, I have a friend who took out an ad in Hemming Motor News for his YouTube videos. Actually brought a couple thousand new subscribers. Maybe old school, but some people are old school. Yeah, and they are. And I still get subscribers. Here's the thing, though. Since we brought that up, subscribers don't matter. Other than getting 1,000 subscribers, which Don would do, needs to maybe promote it like he'd like that. In my case, subscriber count does not matter. YouTube doesn't care how many subscribers you have. They care about how many views you have. So I currently have like 66,000 subscribers, and I can barely get 3,000 views or 4,000 views on my best videos, current videos. It doesn't make any sense. To me, if I have 66,000 subscribers, I should have 66,000 views. Just my thought, my opinion. Now, we all don't follow necessarily. I know there's people I'm subscribed to that I don't always watch their videos. But still, even half of that would be a tremendous percentage. But subscriber really doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Oh. Tim, are you upset? Now you're hungry? Liver and lentils? Is that what you want? Shannon, same here with the homemade dog food. Yeah. Michael Pagliarini, liver and onions with bacon. Ooh. I would do all that. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, there's a restaurant locally called Broadway Diner. They serve liver and onions. That's the only restaurant that I know that serves liver and onions and in a gravy. And it's fantastic. But you have to like liver. Otherwise, you won't eat it. And like I was saying, I grew up eating fried liver. Yep. So it doesn't bother me at all. Trip, wife is calling. Have to jump off. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Thanks again for all the great content, sir. Looking forward to seeing new stuff on Patreon. Thank you. Dawn, I eat sardines. My grandson calls it my cat food breakfast. Yeah, I have to have sardines and mustard sauce. Yeah, love it. And also the little herring things, same way. I like it. James, Dawn is on my YouTube enjoying the pumpkin problem. Yeah, he's had that problem for a while now. Robert, subs and views don't matter. What matters is number of ads watched during views. Well, that's true too, but if you're not getting the views, then it really doesn't matter. But subs is like the lowest stat there is. It's the views and of course the time watched. And that's what I hate about it. You know, the algorithm tells you, like, they want you to put out a video that's more than 30 minutes long. They want you to put out like 2 videos a week. It has to meet their standards. You can't have the music thing. You can't have this. You can't have that. And keep pushing them out. Keep pushing them out, and YouTube will keep making money off of your back. No. Don't like it. Tim Miller, liver with onions, breaded, and pan-fried mashed potatoes. Okay. I would do that. I would do that. Nick, a guy at work used to eat sardines every day at lunch. We had a guy that slept on his lunchbox every day. Wait. Oh. I'm guessing the other guy wiped a sardine on his lunchbox, the face the man had when he laid his head down. Ha ha. Okay. Oh, Monty, not month. Okay, that makes more sense. Thank you, Nick. Tim, it's because you're not blowing stuff up. Yeah, in fact, the only video that I have a couple of other non-car related videos on my Joe Daddy's Garage page. I will say that. I have some where I did live fire with weapons. bang, bang, bang stuff. And I did one video which is restricted because it was a goofy video that I did at the body shop. I took a cup and I set it on top of the frame machine with a little lip sticking out over the edge of the frame machine. And I used a torch and filled it up with acetylene. And then we lit it. And you talk about a bang, launch that cup. That was a bang. And YouTube put restrictions on that because it was dangerous. Okay. Yeah, they put restrictions on that, and they put restrictions on for advertising on the other bang bang stuff. Yeah, they don't like that at all. Not at all. You're dangerous. Robert says Don has done a great job on his 66, but it has fought him every step of the way. Yeah, it's been quite a challenge. Harvey, Don's manufacturer has great how-to videos. Always enjoy the road test, rain or shine. Yep. Nick says, I bet you like Braunschweiger and onion. I'd have to look up what Braunschweiger is. I don't know exactly what that is. Is that some sort of sausage? I'm guessing. I don't know what that is, Nick. I don't know that I've seen that word before. I may have heard it, but I don't think I've seen it. So I'm going to say yes. If it's meat with onions on it, I'm in. Dairy Pro sounds like you need to do a Joe Daddy's cook-up video. Yummy. Yeah, that would be good. James, YouTube now had thumbnail comparison sections in which you make 2 or 3 thumbnails, and it will test and recommend the best thumbnail for you to use. Come to find out, thumbnails with a question does well. I wouldn't be surprised. And a lot of those are just clickbait. Like, what did I do now? Or how do I fix this? And I get that. It's same kind of thing, but it's just so frustrating. Robert, my uncle would eat a can of tuna fish for lunch every day, the big cans, not the little ones, until his doc said to cut it out due to the mercury, etc. in the fish. Yeah, that's a bad thing. Yeah, I do like tuna, though. Stephen Franks, ordering parts as I watched, just picked up a 73 coupe. Never owned a 71 or 71 and 73. Okay, good for you. Dawn says in Oregon, one has to include the rain part. Yep. Oh, Nick says it's like bologna made with liver. Yep, I would eat that. Sorry. Michael Pagliarini, what's with the music thing? I can't work without background music, heavy and loud. It's all copyright stuff. It's all copyright. And again, this is another thumb they put in you. The music that I've been using, like the last couple videos that I've made, the music you hear in specific the last video is music that I created. I use like GarageBand, and I've made that music. But if I use this is really goofy, so I can't use a song from any artist published on the radio. That's a no. If I have an hour-long video, and I were to have a 10-second clip from AC/DC or something, a 10-second clip, that clip or that band would receive all of the revenue for the entire video. To me, that's unfair. I understand copyright. I understand that's their thing. Okay. The reality is what they should do, and I know they're trying to push this with other artists on YouTube and stuff like that. They're saying, hey, we have music you can use. You have to put a music license, whatever, attribution, whatever it is. But if I have an hour-long video and I use 10 seconds of that song, I'm not making that song part of the video. I'm just filling in a dead spot. They should get credit for that 10 seconds. That's the way I see it. Because nobody's coming to my video to listen to that 10-second clip. They're coming to my video for what I offer information-wise. That's where it's very frustrating. Part 2 of that, I've used music that comes with my editing software that's supposed to be included and free, and it is. Unfortunately, I have my software program, the initial start of that was like 10 years ago. Some of those songs now have fallen out of copyright for that website or that software. And what happens is somebody will come along and they wait. And they know when that thing is going out of copyright. And then they'll hit the go button and they'll make a claim on that copyright. So now they own that song. It's a very complicated system. So now they own that song. And then if you have a song on from a previous video, they can go back and make a copyright claim on that and do the same thing. Get credit for the entire song or the entire video. It's a royal pain. I would love to have music playing through everything. I would. I mean, and that's why, like now, I do my time lapse. I'll do my video segment. My time lapse, I like to do that because I can have my music playing and it doesn't record on the time lapse. But then I have to add something in between whenever I do the editing, and that's why I'll end up sometimes just doing a voiceover and talking about what I'm doing, and that helps people too. But yeah, it's really complicated with all the copyright junk. It's just it's a mess. And I have a friend who's in the music business, and he's offered to give me some of his tracks that he doesn't plan to use in any of his future projects. That he has old tracks. He's like, I'll let you have these things, just to help you out. Because I'm no musician. I just happen to be able to create that soundtrack that I have out on the latest couple videos. So I may look at getting that stuff from him as well. But I agree. Tom's Backyard Workshop. Lately I'd push on a video and get several thousand views in the first day, and the next day views across all videos plummets. Yep. I'm with you. I'm with you. John Sutter, can you recommend a good two-stage air compressor that can keep up with sanders and sandblasting? I have a two-stage that I'm using. I would not probably buy that one again. It's basically, I don't know, what is it, Chicago Central Pneumatic or whatever. It's sold through Lowe's. It's a Cobalt air compressor. I do have videos on that on my other channel. I can't think of the names at the moment. Like Sanborn is a brand. Ingersoll Rand. But a lot of those just share the same components. They just paint them different colors. There's other ones that are a lot more efficient. But again, I can't bring them to the forefront of my mind at the moment. But sorry, that's kind of a subject that I have information on, but I don't have it like in the front of my head. So if anybody else has any information or ideas on that, by all means, share it. Thank you, John. Jerry says, also known as goose liver. Oh, wait a minute. It's not beef liver? It's just liver. I'd probably eat it. I eat chicken livers too. But I don't eat gizzards. No. Dave Britton. That is funny. I left the live stream waiting to start and walked in the door and wondered who the heck I could hear talking in my house. James Mothers, is food gas related? Well, I guess it is gas power and gas, and yeah, it's close enough. It's a fuel. It's a fuel we can use. Dave Britton here talking. I mean, yeah. Derek Pro, a big element missing with all the food talk is the crusty Italian rolls and red wine. Stop, you're making me hungry. Oh, that sounds good too. I don't really do wine, but I would definitely share some with you if we ever get together. How about that? Kareem, I was frying around chorizo today. I didn't put even salt to it. Man, it was hot. Oh, okay. Chorizo. You lost me. Nick says chorizo makes a fine breakfast burrito. Okay. Derek Pro, gotta go, guys. Gotta go soon, guys. Have a great week. Thank you, Derek. Glad you're here. Rusty. YouTube just kicked me off your live and it went to a Vice Grip Garage. That's yeah. Yay. Again, to me, that's just pointless content. I can't, you know how I feel about that. Anybody can start up an old car. It's not that difficult. Dawn, your taste in music for your videos is good. Very well done. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. I need to have a little more choices that I can come up with. Unfortunately, I know my mind is like boom, 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 boom. Has this constant beat that I want to have, and it's hard for me to interlace whatever other instruments may work. But yeah, the shop just joining in from Saskatchewan. Awesome, glad you're here. Robert, the music artists are pulling scummy scams on YouTube. That's what it's coming down to. Well, it's not necessarily the artists who actually created it. It's the ones who come later and scoop it up. Robert says, Quincy compressors are very good. That was one of the brands that I was trying to think of. Also looked at the possibility of buying 2 small compressors instead of 1 large one. That's a thought. The shop, when I reboot the shop channel, I'll be doing how-to auto body content and just do vids as a hobby. I don't get how some big YouTuber can install a chrome tip on his diesel and get 1 million views. That's exactly my point. Nothing, pointless junk, and gets all these views. I'm not a fan. Nick, there's a 60-gallon Husky one from Home Depot that does pretty good. The startup cap tends to go bad, but after you replace it with a good one, it's usually fine. Yeah, I think I have the 120-gallon one. I think mine might be a 3-stage. I don't know. It's a big compressor. Rusty, Quincy air compressor is a pretty good one. Yes. Shannon Vaughn, Polar Air has worked well for me. There you go. That's another good name. Terry Keithley, in the country they would fix rat on a stick. Oh, you're talking about chipmunks or squirrels? Yeah. I'll tell you what, though. Growing up in the country, my dad would eat anything. He grew up on a farm, and it didn't matter what the animal was. He would eat it. And I once watched him process a groundhog, cook it up, and eat that thing, and it was nasty. It didn't taste good at all. Nick, hey, Barry, you want to share some fresh pet if we ever see each other? Oh, yeah, sure, Nick. I would be happy to do that with you. Sure. You bring the chips. Kareem says, Barry, chorizo is a kind of sausage, if you didn't know. Yeah, I think I've heard the name, but I probably can't point at it and go, oh, that's chorizo. I may have eaten it. But if it's hot and spicy, I didn't. I won't eat hot and spicy. It does bad things to me. The shop, anyone else sick of them? Will it start and drive videos? Yes, that's the thing. I've said it before. We had a junkyard growing up. We would have a car that sat for 30 years. Basically go up, clean the points, put a battery in it, dump some gas in the carburetor, boom, fired right up. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Dawn says 2 small compressors work fine, painting Betsy. Okay, that's good. Nick says, like almost all the channels are doing that stuff now. Yeah. I might do one of that with my brother Studebaker. because I really don't know when it was last fired up. And I'm guessing it was a long time ago. But I don't know exactly when. Nick, a lot of YouTubers have started doing the raffle off cars. They will build them and sell merch for tickets and raffle at the end of the build. Yeah, I guess, I don't know if I could pull that off myself. That's a lot. They've got a team helping them. I'd be lucky to just get the car done. Robert, I may do a will it start video when I get the El Camino over here. Hasn't started in over 10 years. When the fuel pump died, we hate them, but we'll see what happens. Okay. And he says the fuel injectors will be plugged up and collapsed lifter noises. Yeah, always fun. Dave Britton, I used to start old cars in our junkyard, so I tend to like seeing them get them going. It reminds me of the old days. Yeah. Okay, so Nick says you got my comments out of order. Okay. So you're talking about doing the raffle, and then a lot of people are doing that stuff now? Is that what you're saying? I'm going to assume. The shop, I wonder how many of them raffle giveaways are a scam for views. And that could be as well. Because we all know you only see what they show you, right? And you could do a raffle and say, oh, well, this guy won it. He's not part of my team, but he won it. Right? He bought the t-shirt. You never know. You never know. Let's see, Don. I would do a throw wrenches at it and drive it home video if I find a fastback 70 or 66 car that interests me. Okay. Dave, there may be some problems with the stream. I kept getting an error message when I tried to comment, so I had to refresh the page. Yeah, it's probably on your end. If you had it running for a long period of time, you probably had to reboot it. Shannon, make sure you check the valve train before starting the Studebaker for stuck valves. Yeah, I'll probably cycle it. Make sure I put some Mr. Oil in the cylinders. Put a breaker bar on the crank, and just try to cycle it around. Make sure everything moves. Yeah, it's a good point. And I can pull the valve covers and check them. But yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you. Okay, now we're all talking about food, and I'm hungry. And my knee is starting to hurt from sitting. So I'm going to call it a night. So as I said, I encourage everybody to look at Patreon, sign up if you can, try to help me. I feel like Sally Struthers here. This poor dog, if you adopt it now, I'm the poor dog. But if you would, look at Patreon, see if you're interested in it. I will appreciate all the support I can get. But that'll be it for tonight. I do plan to be back next Monday. I guess that'll be the 25th. And hopefully we have some more stuff to talk about, and I can make more progress on the Cobra Jet. I will be editing some videos and trying to get them pushed onto Patreon. So I have a lot to do. But thank you all for being here. And until next time, take care of yourselves. See ya.